Stock market opening in Dumpy Town confirmed. The traditional markets finally now begin their biggest test, as we've been discussing on this channel for weeks. As Bitcoin has, for all intents and purposes, gotten a dirty, sticky rejection at the $25,000 level, all bets are off, as this becomes the most exciting potential retest in history. But with one analyst stating that we will hit $40,000 before any type of stock market drawdown for the crypto space, are the baby bears in for a 1-2 reach-a-roo surprise confirmed? So sit down, strap in, strap on, grab some tissues, lock your door, pull up your favorite private web browser, because it's time to bust. Right now, the price of Bitcoin is having a little itsy-bitsy tumble as we've spent a long weekend, a 3-day weekend of Bitcoin literally trading sideways right underneath 25,000. And at this very second, we are receiving a dump exactly as we've been discussing in terms of the stock market pullback. I was talking about it way before this, but on February 16th, 5 days ago, I talked about this clear rollover here. We've posted many videos about this, and it's finally happened, guys. It was clear as day. I've been discussing this for weeks, but this is a video even just from 11 days ago talking about the stock market rolling over here. And as you can see, it's been pretty obvious. We're seeing the MACD and RSI completely coincide as well at the exact same time at these local tops. And again, the big part about this is not that we're about to get another dump into gigantic Dumpy Town confirmed and it's all over. The reason this is exciting is because this is the very first time we've had all these signals flash exactly like we did the entire year of 2022. But this time it's happening while we're above the downtrend line of resistance. So this becomes big, and not to mention also all the key weekly moving average or all the key daily moving averages, the 50, 21, 200 day moving average. Right now, as we kind of inch and squinch down to the 50 and the 200, right around all the way down to the 39.50 level. So I believe, as I've been saying, video after video, the only difference is now it's actually happening. As I've been saying, I think we're going to go below 4K, and in fact, we're only a couple points away from that right now, but I also believe we're going to go below these moving averages, but more importantly is if we can hold there. So this becomes a very big test to see if we can actually flip this year-long resistance into support, okay? And all of you watching this channel should, again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, all of you should be very aware and ready for this and actually excited about it, because again, we've been talking about this for weeks and weeks, and it's finally here. The signs were all there, and obviously, as I've been saying, and I don't even have to say it, everyone knows this, if the stock market goes down hundreds of points like it is just over the last couple of days, then obviously Bitcoin is going to do the same. But this becomes very exciting, and all of that within the wider context as well of Bitcoin kind of stopping out right at 50K. Or sorry, 25K. 50K, that would be absolutely beautiful, gigantic. But alas, that is not reality. So you see, again, clearly we have this sort of topish formation here, or double topish formation. Again, I'll take your attention back to what we were talking about all last week. Here we go, the exact same double top formation that we saw back in the 2015 Dumpathon, where again, I was warning you all last week. What if we actually set or even come back down to some of these lows? In the previous one, I believe we actually squinched a little bit below the previous low. Again, I don't think there's evidence necessarily for that, considering how macroeconomically horrible the fundamental news was for crypto and the stock market over the last year, but specifically crypto, with all the crypto funds collapsing and everything. That was crypto specifically, which brought it to its knees. But again, I do think it's possible that maybe we have, as I've been saying, I have been saying over and over that I do believe we're going to go below 20K at least once over the next couple of weeks. And here we are. Is that actually forming and shaping up right now? And again, not to beat a dead horse, but it pretty much all depends on the stock market. But we have an analyst calling for 35 to 40K run before we get any type of rejection. And then he said even going back down to 20 or 25K, which again, I think is likely. And we have to really consider that as a possibility. I personally think Bitcoin looks bullish, or at least looked bullish without the stock market pulling it down. But as we've been talking about every single video, if the stock market initiates a giga dump, like it literally is at this very second, then Bitcoin's not going to pump. It would be silly to ever consider that. But again, if the stock market continues pulling back, which I fully anticipate it will, we have some very key levels to hold. 4K is not really one of them. I think there might be support there, but realistically, the moving averages of the 50 and 200 day that are very important are below 4K. This downtrending line of resistance is also below 4K. And depending on how long this takes, I personally think that, going below even 3,900 in the short term is more than likely during this pullback. What's most important is that we actually, we pull back, find our footing, however, do not set a lower low, and then bounce there. But it could get very, very scary in the short term. That's what's so important about this. So not going below basically 3770, that's pretty much like it needs to happen. If we set a lower low, then obviously you see why structurally this market becomes a lot less optimistic and a lot less bullish in the short term. But as you can see from the past, these pullbacks typically do take a decent amount of time. They can take 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. And so if we just began this really about 2 weeks ago, is it possible we spend another 4 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks in sort of a dumpy or even sideways trend for the stock market? Absolutely. I'm saying that is possible. But what I'm saying is if the stock market and Bitcoin can hold up during that pullback, you have no idea how strong the bounce back will be. And which, in my opinion, would be the culmination and the end of this relief rally, which, as I've been saying, I believe that this is the exciting part, because I'm going to say exactly what I think the best case scenario is and exactly what it would look like. If the stock market does continue pulling back, fails at the bearish attempt of breaking the lower lows, if the stock market does that, and Bitcoin also structurally holds some of its key levels, but again, keep in mind, it is more important what the stock market does if it holds its levels. If the stock market is able to do that and then rallies and breaks these previous highs that we just set over the last couple of weeks, if we break 4,200 again, then I think Bitcoin will absolutely shatter. We're not talking about 25,000. We're talking about shattering 30,000. And that's where that opportunity to the mid 30,000s and potentially tippy-topping, wicking up to even the 40K level becomes a possibility, before then entering what I believe would be a multi-month correction, sideways trading, retest even of then going back down to the $25,000, even $20,000 level. So things become very tricky there. I'm talking about a multi-month, I want to say 2 to 4 month outlook overall of how I see this playing out. Okay, so here's the beginning of this retest, which could take a few weeks, not guaranteed. In fact, if the stock market becomes more bullish and Bitcoin looks very bullish, this could absolutely be a lot shorter than that. But a dump here with the stock market, as we've been expecting, down here, if we hold Bitcoin again, that's where we then have the opportunity to finish what I've been saying and what I believe is a relief rally. Because as I've been saying very clearly over and over and over and over again for months, is that we are not at the beginning of a new bull market where we will reach new all-time highs. I'm saying we are not in the middle of that. What I'm saying is we're in the middle of a very strong relief rally up to the mid 30,000s and even $40,000 level. And if the stock market is able to do something very, very bullish here, then what I see as a very realistic possibility is a very, very quick move for Bitcoin up to some of those levels. Before then, unfortunately, for people that are not trading and just want to see new all-time highs again, unfortunately for people that want that, I don't believe we're going to be seeing new all-time highs very soon. Is it possible that we see new all-time highs for Bitcoin in the year of 2023, which has about 10 months left? It really depends on the stock market and inflation, but the way things are going right now, and just my opinion of it, I don't think we'll see new all-time highs. I think maybe there's the slightest chance we could the very last 3 months of 2023 for a very short amount of time. But again, as I've been saying, I believe that this more so is going to be a strong relief rally and the very, very beginning of a new bull market, which obviously then what that means is that I think that all-time highs become very likely for Bitcoin in 2024. And the rest of the crypto market. But that doesn't mean altcoins can't pump massively, because we're talking about Bitcoin specifically here. And as I want to continue to draw your attention to, the entire cryptocurrency market cap does look like it's on the verge to bust. And I personally think that more money than ever is going to be allocated to altcoins, as this has been the trend since 2017. For the last 6 years, that has been the direction this market has been shifting, and that is the way innovation and excitement is shifting, is towards altcoins, and I do not see that trend changing anytime soon. So you guys channel, make sure to like, subscribe, channel. This is absolute time-sensitive alerts. Take advantage of absolutely massive bonuses with BITGET and BitGet below, specifically 0 trading fees when you sign up with BITGET using my link below. In addition, the new updated copy trade feature is available as well, and additionally for spot trading. Without any further ado, that's it for me.